Mounia Nassangar is a creative from France who is known for her mastery of the style of waacking. She's predominantly known as a dancer, finding success in various waacking battles as well as the ballroom scene. She's an incredible presence on any stage and, as with most French dancers, has quite the competitive spirit. However, Mounia is also a well-established model, working with Jean-Paul Gaultier, first on his Fashion Freak show, before continuing on to work with other brands. She also featured in a film called Climax by director Gasper, which tells the story of a French dance crew who has their drinks spiked with LSD. Gasper is a boundary-pushing director from France who often explores extreme and taboo subjects, which makes this a very interesting project across the board. This year, Mounia brought her first choreographic work entitled S.T.U.C. to Breaking Convention. S.T.U.C. is a reflection of her battle with physical and mental blockages and how she uses restriction to find freedom. The piece is 45 minutes long and is a testament to the idea of delving deep into your movement language. Mounia uses waacking almost exclusively throughout the piece and shows the importance of depth of knowledge and culture when telling stories with movement. Mounia doesn't just use waacking, she is waacking. She isn't adopting a language to tell a story, she's speaking her language on stage, and she speaks it fluently. So you're here for Breaking Convention. We're still here at the Sadler's Wells for the weekend where you're presenting S.T.U.C.
Yeah.
Can you maybe just tell us a little bit about your piece, like a bit of the background? I saw it on Friday.
Yeah.
Really lovely. But yeah, interested to hear a bit more about it.
Yeah, so S.T.U.C. is talking about deep things, especially burnout, how you deal with the burnout, how you deal when you feel stuck about a situation, no matter which situation. And it deals with also, it talks about resilience and how you fight in life in general. Mm-hmm. And it's a waacking piece with 5 performers. And
Amazing. And what, like, your choice to use, I know you do waacking and this is something that you like compete in and dance, but when you chose to do the piece, did you think, okay, I'm going to make it strictly waacking, or it's just the language that came?
It's just the language that came because this is the language, as you said, I do battle with it and I also perform with it, and I feel free at 100% with this dance, and that's why I choose this language.
Yeah. And what's do you have some challenges like taking a dance style like that and then putting it into the theatre context? Is there some things you had to work on or to balance because you were like, if we do this way, it doesn't, I know, like, let's say with waacking, you have the arms are really the thing that we characterize waacking, but I know there's a whole dance underneath just what we see with the arms. But then that's easy to do when it's like a freestyle thing, but when you're choreographing it must be really difficult to catch all the layers and build on this.
Yeah, to be honest, it wasn't that difficult because I had some experiences before. Mm-hmm. Like I had the first piece where we were 3 co-choreographers with Madame Paris, Josefa Madoki and Sonia Belach-Brahim. And then I worked with Saido a lot on Apache, on Earthbound, and now on Témoin. And in this kind of work, I experienced the way I can do waacking on stage. So it wasn't that difficult for me to adapt for this piece.
For this one?
Yeah.
Okay. But can you maybe tell me a little bit about that process? Like, how did you learn to bring that to the stage?
Wow.
It's a big one.
A lot of practice. Okay. And what is very interesting in the scene on stage is like 360. So you have to. I have always thinking about 360 movements, and also for me it was natural because everything was in my head. Mm-hmm. So when I just like thought every movement and the character and also the meaning of everything, it was very natural even for the performers. So
it's more like your expression that you're just kind of like bottling it and capturing it.
And it was a lot of freestyles as well, so for this process it was kind of hard but natural as well.
So as a freestyler, now choreographer, is that your process of choreographing? Are you just like taking the song freestyle and then what was working, or are you more analyzing?
I think I'm a geek about sounds. Like I study the sound actually. Like I'm listening with my earphone or even like in my house, and I'm gonna listening to for like 100 times like every details of the quality, how it goes high or down, the drums, everything. And then as I think about the movements, and then I just repeat.
Wow.
And I try to put each movement or every instrument that I want.
Okay.
It's very difficult, but it's also pleasant, and I really like to do it. It's not
like a difficult task. Yeah.
I really love to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not really, it's because I know some freestylers will speak about choreography like that. You know, they just let loose and then they record it and then go back. But you're more like really analyzing and going into the, like, it's like I guess like being like an architect or like like going in and putting everything exactly where it needs to be.
And sometimes even in some, I don't know if you remember the second part, they are online.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And this part was the most.
Is it after the hand lift? This one, or later?
No, I think it's before.
Before.
You know, there is the red light.
Yeah.
And then after it was this one, and the BPM is kind of fast. So I decided to decrease the BPM so I can really focus on everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you choreographed it slow and then sped up. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you get to a point where you say, oh, maybe this is going to be too difficult, or you just say, look, if that's what it needs to be, we're going to learn it?
It's the second option. And I think I don't have the video, but I said to my team, okay, now we need to sit and we need to study, and we literally study the sound like the lyrics and also the instrumental.
And do you dance in S.T.U.C.K sometimes and sometimes not?
Yes, I do. I only did like 3 times, but to be honest, I want to do it more because what they live on stage, it's crazy, and I'm so jealous of them. I mean, in a good way. Yeah. It's crazy what they live on stage. It's powerful.
And how is it different, you know, like being outside or being inside?
Being outside is like seeing my own story, but through them.
Oh, wow.
And be inside is like fighting with them. It's so interesting. Like there is like a contrast.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's complementary.
Complementary.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's really cool. And so just, if we go back now a little bit with your history, so like, can you tell me a bit about your journey, like how you got into waacking and stuff? Because I'm not, like, I don't watch waacking for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like at the beginning, but I've always been aware of it. And especially now doing this, like, I like to keep an eye on everybody who's good, even if it's not my style. So like, I've seen your dance and your battles through that, but I don't really know your whole history with the style. So could you tell me a bit more about that?
So, sorry.
That's okay.
I started first with locking and popping.
Okay.
When I was 10. And then I did some dancehall, street jazz. And when I was 15, 16, I came back to hip hop. So hip hop, locking, popping. And my teacher has like basic on every kind of hip hop style, included waacking and voguing. Nice. And this is when I started waacking, so when I was 15. And it was interesting because at the beginning I just felt it was right in my body, and I was having fun and I could express myself, and I recognized the movements because I was a big fan of Breaking Movie, and I was like, this is the dance I saw in Breaking Movie. And and it got very serious when I turned 20.
Okay.
And when I turned 20, I started to practice hard, and it was really resonating in my body and also the way I was thinking. So this is my journey. And then I did 2 years of ballet school when I was 23. So it was kind of late, but still.
Yeah. It's helpful.
Yeah,
still.
It is.
And what is it, you said it felt right in your body and you really liked it at that certain point when it became serious. But like, what is it about waacking that is like, feels so like authentic to you or true to you?
Well, I think the first thing that felt right in my body is because of the music, because my mother listened to a lot of like funk music, soul music. And when I started working with my teacher, she taught us on house music also and funk music. And I was like, this is obvious. My body like can feel it, like it's very, very natural. And when I start to dig about the history, like it's about oppression, it's about talking about your story, it's about defending queer community. And I was like, okay, so it's not only about movement, it's about also how you fight in the society and how you defend your people and how you just keep alive, a culture, you know, that was born in 70s, you know, so yeah, everything.
So it was more the kind of, there was more layers to it, or it was a deeper style than...
Yeah, and also colored people, you know, like... as a black woman, like I felt like it was right also to do it.
Okay, nice. And how have you found that, you know, like that was at the beginning, you kind of felt like that, and now you've kind of, it's been a long time you've been doing this. So how do you feel about like the waacking scene today, and like kind of obviously the competitions that you do and things like that? Like how do you find yourself compared to the beginning?
So for the first question, I'm really happy about the waacking scene today. I see that more and more people are interested in this culture, and they are really into it, and they try to make it better. So there is a evolution, you know, and I feel myself in it, because I feel like I started like battles 12 or 13 years ago. And I still have the feeling that you have always something new, you know, to learn, even with the new generation. And it's, for me, it's something crazy, and I hope we're gonna continue for many years.
Yeah. I've what I love about waacking, I think, in battles context specifically, is like, I feel like there's certain styles that, even if they're in the battle context or the other context, it's like they really make it their own for that category, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, we don't really have Vogue or any kind of ballroom stuff in the battle scene as much. Like they have their own ballroom scene, you know, which I think is great.
Yes.
And I think really like when you go to, that's one thing I wish we had more, actually, on a side topic, is like, I wish we had more like styles that have their own, like I wish like popping had its own place to exist. You know what I mean? Because when I go to ballroom, like it's not a lot that I go to balls, but when I've been, I'm like, this is amazing. And I talked to some Voguers or some people in the ballroom scene, and like, you know, we had some podcasts and some conversations, and I'm like, I love the way things work in your scene. Like, you know, there's so many things that they tell me about, even the way they do the tens and chopping people and all the, I'm like, this is sick. You have really your own world.
For me, this is hip hop.
Yeah.
Like the energy, like the tension, even the MC, like they are rapping on music. For me, it's insane. Like, and they keep it like this, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you.
And it's like, you know, you can't, like, for example, like if you're a popping DJ or you hosted battles in popping, you can kind of, okay, you could host a breaking battle. You could DJ for, maybe it's like a little bit, you're going to need to know the music. But if you hosted 100 battles, you can't host a ball.
No, you can't. But the opposite is possible. I'm sure that MC from balls could be insane for like hip hop battles or even breaks.
We need to do that.
You can take it.
But this is what I love about waacking, you know, because waacking, I feel like it does exist in the battle scene. You know, everybody's like used to having a waacking category in their event.
More and more.
And yeah, exactly. And I think what's really cool is though, when it is the time for the waacking category,
you can feel it.
It's like everything's different. Even the performance, the way things are, like the format, even like the idea of like dancing together at certain points, or like, I think it's just really nice to see like how waacking like sets itself apart, you know? Yeah. But do you feel like, say when you're dancing in a waacking battle, do you feel like, I don't know, like, is it intentional to do that type of thing? Do you think, okay, now it's the waacking category, we're going to check, or is it just, that's just part of how you dance?
This is the part how I dance. Like for me, this is emergency always. Like when I do a waacking battle, it's like, okay, now I play, this is my life. Like I want to give everything, and I go with the energy I have, like on the moment. And yeah, this is now. And I think we all have this kind of emergency when it tends to enter a waacking battle. It's like, this is not only a battle. It's like, what are we bringing to the table with our background, you know, and how do we want to present ourselves to the society and people who are looking, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel also the other thing with wack is that I feel like maybe I'm wrong because I'm like on the outside, but I feel like there's less of a thing of like I have to win. It's like we're here to like dance to the music, dance with each other. No, go on, tell me that.
No, sorry. I'm gonna speak for myself.
As soon as I said it, your face was like, no.
I don't want to talk for everybody, but if I talk for myself, to be honest, when I do whacking battles, yes, I want to express myself, but what motivates me is also the fact that I want to win and I want to battle with strong people, because when I battle with strong people, it gives me the mojo so I can be better, you know? So yeah, I have this, but I want to win, but I don't want to give bad energy. It's like, okay, I want to fight, but I want the opponents fight also. I want like everybody give the best so we can bring the best of ourselves in the battle, you know. This is kind of the thing I like.
Yeah. No.
But for other for some other people, they're like, yeah, we just come to enjoy and share and
But I think, you know, I've spoken about this before, but I think the thing with whacking, which is so interesting to me, like I came from like popping and hip hop background, but it's like whacking for me, I always use it as an example, like whacking and crump, where it's like the very basic beginning when you learn these styles, you learn to perform them, and you learn about how to be a performer and be an entertainer. Whereas like when I say about winning and like focusing on winning, like I've seen you battle when, you know, it looks like you're really trying to like smoke someone, but you're really giving a show. And I feel like sometimes with like hip hop or popping, when people are trying to win, they go so into the techniques. It's like, okay, you're amazing, but I'm so bored because you're just in your zone. Like, okay, this and then this and then this. Whereas whackers, it's like you're really bringing the crowd with you on the journey, you know? But like, is this something that they say to you? Like when you're learning, do they teach you like, okay, you have to perform, or it's just naturally part of the culture of whacking to be a performer?
It's naturally part of the culture because whacking takes originally the name is punking, and it takes inspiration from silent movie and animated movies. So yeah, you perform a character, and actually at the beginning it was only poses, but you were posing on the music, and when you pose you have to build a character. So for some punker, it was like Bugs Bunny. For some other, it was like movie star. You know. So yeah, you are in a character. It could be your alter ego, or it could be some like Batman or whatever you like. You know? Yeah. So naturally, it's part of the dance.
Right. Okay, that's really interesting. But you do like, from what I understand, you do like a lot of different things besides just dance. Yeah. Can you tell me a bit about like your portfolio career?
Yeah. So I do some. I mean, I'm a model too. I DJ. Like I started to DJ recently since COVID.
Okay.
Actually.
Nice.
And I organize events, especially working events. And I think, I'm an artistic director. Performer, but choreographer. What else? I would like to start to sue, like sue.
Oh yeah, sorry,
yeah, and direct too. Like to do some,
movies. Amazing.
And playing a movie. I cannot call myself actress because I only did one movie, but I think I saw Climax.
Gaspar.
Gaspar. Yeah.
Amazing. So what did you play in the movie? Did you like have a full kind of like acting role, or were you there as a dancer, or?
I was there as a dancer and as well a role. I was a mean person.
Oh yeah? Yeah. I haven't seen Climax, I don't think. What's the story?
The story is a group of dance crew. It's a dance crew, and we finish our choreography and we want to party, and someone puts some LSD in our sangria. And in one night we all crazy and we do crazy shit.
Okay.
This is the story. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen other movies of Gaspar. How do you say his second name?
Gaspar Noé.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've seen other movies of his. I know this style is.
What did you say?
Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've seen it,
you should watch Enter the Void.
Enter the Void?
Oh.
Yeah, it's good?
It's good, it's crazy, and I started to watch it at the airport, and I was so ashamed because I didn't know there were a lot of love scene, but like love.
For people that's listening, she's doing air quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny, watching it at the airport. Yeah. Oh, that's really cool though. How was the experience doing a movie? And working with, do you work with Gaspar a lot?
Yeah. I mean, I worked with him 2 times.
Okay.
Like I did Gasper, I did the Climax, and then I did Travis Scott clip. It was Traffic Jam. I don't remember the name.
Okay.
But it was.
But he directed it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this guy is so inspiring. Like
Yeah.
we were literally shooting during the night, and after the shooting, he was already editing.
The same night, like, wow.
And like, yeah, seeing him working is crazy because it's like you feel he has everything in his head, and he's like, okay, we're gonna repeat 2 or 3 times, and then we shot in one time. Yeah. The
Wow.
guy is...
So just like 2-3 takes done.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's very talented.
Okay. And is he really like, I don't know, like being very strict on like, no, say it like this, say it, or do it like this?
No, he wants us to be free. Like we didn't even have a script. He was like, okay, this is your character, and now the scene is gonna be about this. What you can do,
and you just
freestyle, and he just let the camera, like we are talking, and like for like 20 or even 30 minutes we're gonna talk, and he was like, okay, I have everything I want. Yeah, the guy is...
That's really cool.
Yeah. And
amazing.
He truly loves dance, and sometimes he comes like in balls, like he really wants to learn about the culture and so. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because it's about a dance crew, but like he's not necessarily like, he's known for making. He's not a dance filmmaker, for example. Like he wasn't a dancer himself or anything.
No, but he likes dancing.
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, he's just interested in dance, and he just wanted to do like a movie dance, and he did great because it doesn't look like every dance movie, you know.
Yeah, so. This is my biggest issue with dance movies. It's like the story is always the same. It's like save the community center, you know, like, or like we have to win the big competition,
and
like
the love story. Yeah,
exactly. And they fall in love at the end and kiss on stage, and but it's nice, you know, like there's somebody making like a dance film that it's actually a good film. You know what I mean? That's interesting. Yeah, I need to watch.
I want to hear about your opinion about the movie.
With Climax or the Enter the Void?
No, with
Climax.
Both.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna
Climax first, and then Enter the Void.
Okay, this is my homework. I'm gonna write you after. And tell me about the modeling. So, what type of modeling do you do? I think for people that don't know about modeling, they just hear that and they're thinking you just on the catwalk, like.
No, it's like there is more. I started with Jean-Paul Gaultier Fashion Freak Show.
Like, with Marion.
With
Marion
Motin?
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw it in London.
Yes.
Were you in that?
Yeah, in 2019.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, maybe I saw it. Maybe I saw you in there.
Shaved.
Oh God, yeah, it was a long time ago now.
Yeah.
No, I mean I don't remember a lot. Like, but I remember I went to see it. Yeah. I really liked that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
Cool.
But this is how you started into modeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started with Jean-Paul Gaultier, and then I started to do like some ads. Still with Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Okay.
And
because like from the show, they were like, "You're great. Come and be in the."
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, but even it was a different company, because you know there is like the fashion, and there is the perfume, and then I went more into the perfume, like commercial stuff, and then I did more like actually I did more beauty modeling stuff, like MAC Cosmetic, Herborian. I did also ad with Schweppes, and there is one more that is coming, and in
can't talk about
a few months you're gonna watch it. And
oh, that's cool. And so it's more like modeling for like not live fashion shows, more like online beauty. Or right beauty stuff. Okay, cool. And how do you find that experience? You like it?
I like it. It's, to be honest, sometimes it's tough because you have to always present you have to take care always about you, like your skin, the way you live, and sometimes it's like, okay, they call you the day for after, so you have to be ready and stuff, and it's also good for if you don't know how to be professional, it teach you everything.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because it's quick. You don't have time to tell you, yeah, you have to do this, and you just learn at work. And for me, it's interesting to be professional in this kind of world.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And do you because I do photography, and that's like kind of one of the first things I did in this media realm, and like the first time I shot with like a professional model, I was like, what? Like, it's crazy. Like, I didn't understand modeling until I shot a model, because I was like, shooting my friends or dancers, and I was like, oh, this picture's nice. And then my friend was a model, and she said, oh yeah, we can do a shoot. And I took just one picture to test, and I was like, what the fuck?
And
like,
she knows.
I was like, why is so good? Like, but it's like, she just looks, and it's like, she knows exactly how to look, where the light is, everything.
Yes.
But what's like, maybe for people that don't know on either end, like what sort of things do you need to think about? Like, how do you look at your own face and be like, I look good like this, but I don't look good like this? Like, how does it work?
To be honest, I practice like I practice my dance.
Oh yeah?
I look myself in the mirror and I'm like, okay, I like this profile. I know that it works better than this one. This one is more stricter and this one is more cute. Like, I don't know how to. Yeah, it's just is. That. And also I check my smile, like what is the best way to smile. My eyes, because when you look at the mirror, sometimes you have your eyes is smaller than the other one, so you need to fix. You need to deal with that. And also I look at I practice with the camera.
Okay.
Like to see how it. Because when you look at the mirror, this is not the same result that when you watch the camera.
Because it's reversed.
Also. Yeah. So yeah, you practice as you practice your dance actually.
Wow.
Yeah, and
that's
also with the light you write. For example, it's simple when you don't feel the light on your face, it means that you are not in the light. So you just play with the camera, and you also sometimes flirt. You tell yourself that the camera is someone you want to flirt with. So this is the first time I say it. So yeah, it's like you want to flirt with. So how you imagine you flirting with the camera? Like,
wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And are you kind of like learning about cameras and like which lenses and different stuff, so you know how you look on a different type of lens, or not so much? That's more their job.
I wish. This is a good idea. I think I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have a friend who is an actor, and he told me that like he to be extra like good to work with, he learned about like camera lenses. So when they say, he just like says to the guy like, oh, what lens are you? He's like, 35mm. And he said, okay. And he stands back, or he stands close, and he's like,
I'm going to try this. Thank you for that.
No problem.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
And also, I guess with, speaking as a photographer, like the focal length of the lens, it distorts your face.
Yes.
So like you're gonna look really, even if I move, but like you're gonna look really different on one lens than another. So yeah. But that's really interesting actually. And do you find that helps your dance? Because I also have this when I'm filming dancers now, is like some dancers, they know how to dance on camera and make their dance look good on camera, or for stage as well. And some dancers are like, you're really good, but you're not as good at like presenting it.
I think it's helped me for the camera, but also, sorry, I'm gonna go out of the topic, but especially with ballroom, like because I do runway.
Oh, you do? Okay.
And in runway, it helped me a lot to play with the space, and also with the camera, because in my runway I'm like, I have a character, like I want to kill everybody.
Oh yeah.
Like, as you felt when I do Waacking. So this, it's complementary, and it helped me also for the camera, because, for example, when I'm in a runway character, I'm like, okay, I know how to deal with the camera, like still the 360 way, even for the movement and stuff. So it's really helpful actually.
For people that don't know, can you explain a bit the runway category?
Yeah. So the runway is a fashion category, and basically you have to sell yourself on just how you walk. This is walking as it's like you work like a model, but in a ballroom way. So you have tricks to do. You have more hips. You have turn. You have to sell also the outfits you wear.
Right.
And this category is one of the most difficult because you have to express yourself with only work. You know, it's insane.
That's crazy. Yeah,
it's crazy.
So I love some of the ballroom stuff, man. I think I wish, like, I understand why. You know, I had some talks with some friends of mine who are in the ballroom scene, and like, I understand why it's so separate and why it's created its own space. But I really wish more people who weren't in that community experience that, because the way like some of the categories are is so crazy.
Yeah,
and like I love this type of thing where it's like, it's not necessarily like that category, for example, is not built on a foundation in terms of like movement. It's built on a foundation of like I don't even know how you would say that. Like, it's about the fashion element of the culture. And it's like you were saying all these things about how you sell the outfit, how you sell. It's not, did you do the Running Man, you know? Or like, did you do this foundation? Did you do this? It's like, what's the effect of the final product, I guess?
And also, there is some tricks also, like, for example, if you cross your legs or not.
Oh.
Or, there is a little, like, some basic to respect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And that comes more from the ballroom history, like the way they interpreted the fashion runway type of vibe?
Can you repeat?
Like the kind of basics that you were saying, is that like... For example, is that taken from how models would do it, or is that more like how it's evolved in the ballroom scene?
It's more like how it evolved in the ballroom scene.
Okay, interesting. Nice. So obviously you do that more in the ballroom scene. Then your modeling is more like the beauty and the fashion stuff. Interesting. Okay, cool. And then the DJing, you said it was COVID. There was just like something to do in the pandemic, and then
to be honest, I think it was always in the kind of my head, but I didn't want to go in it because in France, you know, we like to be in one box. Like when they see you do one thing, they are like, oh, she does that, and she cannot do that. And so I felt stuck in this kind of thing, only dance. And when I was in Earthbound, I was surrounded by Lumi, by Kae, by Gerson, all these talented people, and they were not only dancing, like they write, they DJ, they are producer, and I was like, hey, I can do that too, you know. So I started like this, and I have a good friend, his name is Kidisman. He told me, okay, I can plug you with a radio, they give workshops, so you can do that.
Nice.
And so
and do you have some, I guess, like, what would be your ambition with the DJ, like the final?
This is interesting. I don't have a final.
No?
I just love it.
Just to do it.
And I just want to play the music I like, and I love DJing parties, and my wish is just people enjoy as I enjoy to play with the music. That's it.
Amazing. I love that. And so now going back to the dance and the choreography. So S.T.U.C.K is like, you know, you've been in a lot of people's pieces, but like, have you choreographed a lot of different things, or is this kind of a somewhat new?
You know what I did? I did commercial choreography too.
Okay.
Like with a famous French artist, and it's kind of different way of building, you know. And as I said, I had a collective named Madame Paris, and I experienced already in this kind of way, like the choreography. And I think choreography, since I'm a little girl, I like this because the mixing musicality with movements is like something that I always loved. You know, I was watching LA Styles and on YouTube, and you know, so
Okay, cool. And then going into building S.T.U.C K, like, how was that experience for you, like building the piece from the, like, obviously we talked about how you choreograph the movement, but I mean, anybody that, I haven't made a 45-minute piece, but like anybody that's worked on like longer pieces will know it's like, it's not easy. Like 5-minute showcase, even 10-minute, it's like, okay, we can do this, but 45 minutes is a big piece.
Well, it was in my head. It's crazy. I actually, before I created like the movements, I knew exactly, I mean, from A to T.
Yeah.
I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and
Oh, wow.
and there were only one
Scene?
One scene that was very difficult for me.
Okay.
And I created at the very last of very last residency.
Oh, wow.
But for the rest, like when we start the not the first but the second residency, we already went to the movement because I had everything written.
So the first residency was more research?
It was more meeting some of them because I have 5 performers, so I know 3 of them. They were my students before, so they know how I work, and actually they were not available.
Okay.
So it was perfect because I included 2 more performers, and then they are not French. So for me it was perfect because they don't know the way I work, and I just wanted to meet them. So I had a residency with the 2 of them, and we just did some research and
into like your way of moving.
Exactly. And then the second residency, they were all there, and I was like,
let's go.
Wow. Yeah.
That's great. That's very like quick.
It's quick, but at the same time, it was long because the way I built the residency, it was in the morning, we only jam, but in the jam, I was giving exercises. So it was cypher, but it's like, okay, in the cypher for 20 minutes, we just gonna, I don't know, I'm gonna say, we just pause, and then you do some musicality, musicality, and it was that for the morning, and then the afternoon we were doing the choreography with the material that we experienced. Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting. That sounds like really fun as well.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Because you feel that you can still freestyle, but then you do the choreography, so you are not frustrated by just doing movement, you know?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes it's like, you know, I'm also my attention span sometimes is not great, but like when I do like you know, these type of things, it's like I do feel like I get a little bit bored of like learning routines, like, you know. Exactly. And especially as a freestyle, I'm like, I just want to dance, like let me be free, like.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to keep this thing, because I'm a freestyler and I know how is it to just learn a choreo, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But you know, one thing I would say about your piece as well is like when I saw it on Friday night, and like afterwards, like the first thing, because we were talking, you know, we talk about all the pieces after you leave, and I was like, your piece for me, it shows the importance of being an expert in the style that you choreograph in.
You say that, I agree.
No, because
I agree.
You know, it's like, and I think without being an asshole, like some places that you go, it's like people have this tendency to choreograph like, oh, I'm gonna put a little bit of popping, a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of locking, and just like, you know, one short routine or one bit, and it's like, for me it's always like surface level, and then you see somebody that is, you know, an amazing breaker or an amazing popper, or, you know, and they build this entire world, and it's like you can only do that if you understand the style like to the bottom, you know.
Yeah.
And I really felt like that about your piece. It's like there's nobody that can just, the best choreographer in the world, it's like you can't just pick up whacking and then do that. It's like you really have to understand the style.
Yeah,
no?
I agree, and thank you for that. And yes, I agree with you, especially in those kind of culture, because it's a certain language, you know. And even sometimes if, as you said, the choreographer that don't know the culture and wants to try to choreograph it still could be nice, but maybe the essence gonna be lost because they don't know the essence, you know.
Yeah, so, yeah. I mean, we have this, like, you know, when you see kids competitions and stuff, the biggest annoyance for me, like I used to judge them more, I don't do it as much anymore, but like judging the kids competitions is like they do like a whacking routine and they have Vogue moves in there, and I'm like, you don't understand that this is just 2 separate things. Like, you know, I know they're just like throwing like one move from Vogue, one move from whacking, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, and sometimes I'm just wondering that maybe it's I don't know how to say that, but I have the feeling that especially in choreography contests, I have the feeling that they built their own culture, like for real. For them, maybe like whacking and voguing goes together, and they just had to add it in the hip hop commercial, you know, routine.
But you know, for me, it's like I find it like borderline offensive, if not offensive, because for me, the only relation is its LGBTQ culture. And that's why you're putting them together. And for me, I'm like, that's a little bit offensive. Like, if it was like, it's not even the same music.
Yeah.
Like, if it was the same, if it's like, I'm trying to think of like, okay, popping and locking used to be a lot more like put together, but both of them were like on funk. So if you're dancing funk, and you know, back when I first started, I started like 2007. And when I started to go to battles, every popper also was a locker. Like, it was kind of the thing back in the day, the way it's like, but you're a funk styler, like you dance to funk, and I get that. And if you like funk music, it's two ways to express.
Yeah.
But when you're combining, it's like they don't dance to the same music. It's not the same history. Like, I find it a little bit like, it's funny in a way, like we can laugh at it, but then also I'm a bit like, this is getting a little bit...
And it's not even funny because it's interesting that you said that, because back in the day when they were putting some wacky move in the choreography, they were calling it trashing.
Trashing?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Trash?
Like they named the what? That's crazy.
Yeah. I learned it with Brian Green. Yeah.
Like who was calling it that?
Yeah, in Broadway, like in New York, when they were putting some whacking move in the choreography, they were just calling it trashing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And Brian saw that and he was like, "No, guys, you're not gonna do that with this culture, you know."
Yeah. But I mean, this is a whole other conversation, because it's like this is the conversation of like how these competitions are.
But it makes sense with the fact that they just put some whacking and voguing move in in the routine. Like it's like, trash, we're gonna just put some, it's gonna work, you know. But
And I mean, like I don't want to make it a negative point what I'm saying, because I'm trying to compliment you. But it is, it's something that I've been frustrated with, of seeing people use languages that they don't really understand. And I think your piece, I would put it in the same category as the Sons of Wind piece.
Yeah.
Not because they're anything alike, but it's two people or two groups that understand their style to the core. It's like you can't, and I said the similar thing about Sons of Wind, you can't choreograph that piece unless you can dance hip hop like so well.
I agree.
And I feel like that about your piece, where it's like you really have to, like, even there's certain, like the way that you do the two-step in that, like I'm like, this is not just a two-step, it's like a very stylized, the way it fits on the music, it's choreographed very precisely,
Yeah, but it's interesting that you said that about soul, because with Lumi we talk a lot about culture, and we are like, I think we have the similar way to think about this kind of topic.
What's the unifying thought?
The culture. The culture, knowing the culture, respect the culture, but also trying to make it evolve and bring the people who does that. Like not on. It doesn't mean that I don't want to dance with someone that don't do whacking, but it's always nice to have like people who master it and who can bring it to the highest level, and just respect the culture.
I think like that's one thing. As much as there's amazing choreography dancers who can pick up things and really sell it, I think you can tell when somebody does the style. Yeah. And like you said, the work that you did in the residency, where you the first half you were freestyle, I can see that was done. You know what I mean? Like I can see the result.
Nice.
Yeah. Because it's like, there's little moments or choices where, you have to know what's the right world,
Yeah. And no, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And what's like what's next for you? What's the future? What are you planning? Is there stuff you can tell us?
To be honest, I don't have like something special. Because S.T.U.C.K, to be honest, took a lot of energy.
I bet.
And we're gonna tour with that. And for now, I just want to come back in my dance. So come back in practice, taking classes, maybe do some video dance, but I don't have like specific things, and it's cool. I like to be like that too.
A bit free.
Yeah.
That's
definitely.
Good. But it also, I think like having that mentality is like, or let's say being able to have that mentality, it shows that you like successful in a way, because you can because like you can be free and like you're going to make the right choices. You know what I mean? Like you're a good enough artist that whatever comes to you and whatever you decide, it's going to be the right thing. And you don't have to be too
Yeah, it's a work.
Really?
I had to work on it because I remember that when I started S.T.U.C.K, I was like, okay, when I'm gonna finish S.T.U.C.K, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna move into this country. And now I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna enjoy what I did before, and I will see what comes next.
And like, it was kind of, what made you change? Like, when you were thinking, I'm going to do this, it was not making you happy, or?
I was tired.
Oh, too much packed in.
Yeah. It's not necessarily negative, but I just couldn't do anything. My body was just like, okay, you did that for 1 year. You taught a lot. You did, I was everywhere. So I talk about it with a friend, and he told me, it's like when you do an album, after that you cannot do anything. And it's the same with the dance. Like, this is the first time you do it. You have to process, and you have to accept, So I really just accept, and I go with the flow.
And I think also, like, as an artist, you need to live life to have something to put in your art.
Exactly. I just, because I know that people are expecting for me to do a second piece right away, and I'm like, guys, I need to take time, because I know how I want to build choreography. It's not just freestyle or stuff like this. So I need to feed, my soul and my body.
Yeah, and be inspired. Like, something's also gonna inspire you one day, and you say, oh, that's the piece, but you can't like force it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's been really lovely to talk to you. I would love to spend longer, but you have a workshop to get to. It's actually really nice to meet you. I was just saying this to Sido, like, this is one thing for me personally that I love about the podcast. It's like, people that, like, I've seen you around the scene, I've seen you dance, but it's like, when else would I have a chance to just sit for 45 minutes and talk with you? So for me, it's been a pleasure just to talk with you. I hope the audience enjoy as well. But yeah, good luck again tonight. It's
the second time I perform.
Second time, yeah. So I hope everything goes well, and congratulations on S.T.U.C.K as well.
Thank you very much.
And looking forward to seeing what comes next, and hopefully catch you around the scene as well.
Yeah, we will.
And people that don't know Mounia, please check her out. And if you're here for Mounia, which is more likely the case, check out the capsule. And catch you soon.
Yeah, and also, just thank you for having me, and thank you for interest, and thank you for what you are doing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, and you're welcome to, anytime you're in London, please come back. We can do a shoot, whatever you want.
Let's go.
Yeah, cool. All right, see you soon, guys. Peace. Bye.